Okay, let's dive straight into this explainer. Today, we're deconstructing an absolute modern phenomenon. We're looking at how Jimmy Donaldson, a guy who started out as a socially awkward teenager making low-quality videos right in his bedroom, somehow transformed himself into a massive $5 billion media and product empire. Yep, we're talking about Mr. Beast.
Think about the sheer, wild contrast here. Back in 2012, you've got his scrappy beginnings, just playing Minecraft on a hand-me-down laptop, trying to entertain literally 4 or 5 viewers. Fast forward to today, and his reality is being an absolute mogul. He now runs a massive 132-acre production campus, complete with Hollywood-level studios, 750 full-time employees, and an experienced C-suite just to manage that $5 billion valuation.
So that begs a pretty massive question, right? How does a teenager with a hand-me-down laptop actually become the Walt Disney of the 21st century? To answer this, we're not just going to look at his viral hits. We're going to explore the unprecedented scale of ambition that essentially built the definitive blueprint for the modern creator economy.
Well, it all starts with Phase 1, the YouTube obsession. It's important to remember this wasn't some overnight success story. He incrementally leveled up his content over years. I mean, it took him 75,000 views just to make his first $100, but he just kept grinding. He went from literally counting to 100,000 in a single video to organizing the planting of 20 million trees, and now he's rapidly approaching 400 million subscribers. Every single video was a calculated step up from the last.
But getting there required an insane, almost unreasonable level of dedication. He actually told his mom he'd rather be homeless than do anything else. His obsession was just so intense that, despite extreme financial risk and his family's serious doubts, dropping out of college to focus completely on YouTube was the only option he even entertained. He was willing to risk everything for the craft.
Now, to put his financial strategy into perspective, his entire plan was to relentlessly reinvest every single penny back into the channel. His mother, who had lost everything in the 2008 financial crisis and suffered from severe recession PTSD, was absolutely terrified by this. She was so scared of his reckless reinvestment strategy that she secretly took $100,000 of his earnings and hid it in a separate account in his name, just to make sure that when he inevitably went bankrupt, he wouldn't end up out on the streets.
Of course, it's pretty obvious why he didn't go bankrupt. Jimmy operates on a schedule that is just unbelievable. He dedicates a minimum of 15 to 18 hours every single day to working on content, managing his businesses, and perfecting his craft. His days are meticulously planned down to the actual minute.
Which brings us to Phase 2, scaling the spectacle.
Just think about the absolute absurdity of how he produces content today compared to traditional television. Network TV is all about efficiency, right? They'll shoot 20 seasons of a show on one permanent set. Mr. Beast, he will literally spend millions and take 2 weeks to build a massive water obstacle course, have people run through it exactly once, and then tear the whole thing completely down. He completely refuses to recycle sets because he insists his audience deserves a brand new, unique spectacle every single week.
And because everything is unscripted, they have to capture every unpredictable moment. To pull that off, his team utilizes up to 350 individual cameras on a single shoot. No way they can miss a moment when they're pulling footage from GoPros, drones, and heavy-duty cinema cameras all at once.
We're talking about a fundamental shift here. He isn't just making YouTube videos anymore. He's running a massive industrial-scale studio, over $5 million just in camera gear. Custom control rooms housed in semi-trucks, with armies of story producers listening to hundreds of microphones simultaneously, all to pull off impossible stunts, like trusting his team to bury him alive under 20,000 pounds of dirt. Now he's scaling into massive television projects, like his Amazon show, Beast Games. He's actually collaborating directly with reality TV titans like the producers of Survivor. But he's steroiding the entire genre. While Survivor asks, "Who are you when you're stripped of everything?" Beast Games asks, "What would you do for money?" Throwing in extreme cash bribes of $50,000 or even $1 million right on the spot. It completely shatters the traditional television mold.
So, what's the end game? That's Phase 3, building the Disney map.
Jimmy explicitly studies Walt Disney. Back in 1957, Disney drafted this visionary map connecting his films, merchandise, music, and theme parks into one massive, self-feeding ecosystem. Jimmy is essentially using this exact master plan today, leveraging digital media IP into physical, tangible experiences that feed right back into the media. Here's how that modern flywheel actually spins in real life. The main YouTube channel is the nucleus.
It powers physical products like Feastables, his ethically sourced chocolate line. Because the channel has massive reach, the chocolate gets an instant customer base. Then, the profits and brand awareness from the chocolate fund even bigger real-world projects, creating this incredible closed-loop system of value.
And the absolute pinnacle of this physical expansion? It's Beastland. Jimmy is building a massive physical theme park in Saudi Arabia, aiming for 10,000 attendees a day. By creating Beastland, he's taking all that digital loyalty he's cultivated over a decade on screens and turning it into physical foot traffic and real-world memories. It's exactly what Disneyland did decades ago.
Which brings us to Phase 4, the modern creator blueprint. Because here's the thing, this isn't just some one-off anomaly unique to Mr. Beast. Take former NASA engineer Mark Rober, for example. He mirrors this strategy almost perfectly. Rober took his massive YouTube audience, who tune in for his elaborate science videos, and channeled that attention into Crunch Labs, a highly successful subscription box business. That eventually led to a Netflix show and real-world Willy Wonka-style experiences for his fans. The blueprint is totally repeatable.
And Robert is pushing this blueprint even further. He's currently investing an estimated $55 million to build a completely free, highly engaging science curriculum for schools called Class Crunch Labs. He's taking the same high-budget, attention-grabbing tactics from his YouTube channel to create lessons that hide the vegetables of learning inside incredibly entertaining engineering feats.
For Rober, this blueprint isn't just about scoring a massive valuation or making money. It's about leverage. It's about utilizing a huge digital platform to fundamentally revolutionize childhood education. It proves that the reach of a modern YouTuber can literally rival the institutional reach of traditional educational systems.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, it is crystal clear that the playbook for digital success has been completely rewritten. You start small and grind. You reinvest relentlessly. You treat YouTube not as the end goal, but as a rapid testing ground to figure out exactly what audiences love. From there, you step off the screen into physical products and ultimately evolve from just a simple channel into a fully interconnected multi-billion-dollar IP ecosystem.
The era of the simple point-and-shoot vlogger? Yeah, that's effectively over. We are now watching the birth of modern media conglomerates built right from childhood bedrooms, which leaves us with one final, fascinating question to consider. As this exact blueprint becomes the new standard, who out there right now is quietly building the foundation to become the next Walt Disney?